This episode is brought to you by Unstoppable. Discover the inspiring true story about Anthony Robles, who defied every expectation to become a national wrestling champion in Unstoppable, a new original movie from Amazon MGM Studios and director William Goldenberg, evoking the excitement and camaraderie of classic sports dramas and thrilling wrestling matches. Unstoppable features an all-star ensemble cast, including Jarrell Jerome, Jennifer Lopez, Don Cheadle, Michael Pena, and Bobby Cannavale. Watch Unstoppable now, exclusively on Amazon Prime Video.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to your Daily Red podcast. I am not one of the Dabes, it is me, Guy Drinkel. You know, third choice. What we do. That's what we do. Call me Yaros. That's my name. But it's game day. We play Lille tonight. In the Champions League in January, which is still getting used to. I don't mind it. I mean, I'd like a night off, obviously. But yeah, I mean, the new format's been. I think it's been quite fun. To be fair, obviously, it's always better when you're sat top of the table with maximum points, and I think we've only conceded one goal, and it makes it nice. But yeah, I've enjoyed the new format. I think some of it needs tweaking, but I mean, it's made it more interesting. I think you look at Real Madrid struggling for a bit, Man City struggled for a bit, PSG are being funny. You're seeing teams like Brest and Lille, who we play tonight, doing really well. Sporting were doing really well before they lost their manager, obviously. Yeah, I think the format's working. I think there's some things that will probably be tweaked, and maybe it is too many games, but I like the format. Maybe just drop off 2 games, but I suppose the extra games bring extra money, yada, 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 and we know money makes the game work. And that's the only motivation in the sport nowadays. I mean, we see in the World Cup, etc., in the summer, being revamped and adding on more unnecessary games. But yeah, that's for a different show, obviously. But as I said, we have a game tonight, so let's go through some of the things pre-game. As ever, this is Anfield, always excellent for pre-match stuff and obviously other stuff, so I'll go through some stuff on their site. We're on Amazon Prime tonight, which, everyone. The best news when you see you're on Amazon Prime. That's TNT is there. Yeah. As I said, we're sat top of the table. We're first, Barcelona in second. We're on 18 points, Barca on 15. Arsenal in third on 13. Barca have scored more goals than us. We've only conceded 1, though. We've scored 13, conceded 1. They've conceded 7 and scored 21. They've got a better goal difference, but if we win, we stay top. If we draw, we stay top. So, yeah, we should end the night hopefully still top of the Champions League. But I think you get extra money if you top the division or the league. But I mean, we're not going to miss out on the top 8, are we? It would take something disastrous, and considering the games we play at Lille and PSV, I think we only need to draw. Actually, let's read it. What Liverpool need, this is Anfield say. As mentioned, Liverpool can go into their final league phase matches at home to Lille and away at PSV with relatively little stress. The Reds aren't yet mathematically safe from having to play in an extra playoff round, but it would only take a point from either remaining game to seal their top 8 spot. To win the league phase and become the first seed for the knockout stages, the Reds would need to win 1 and draw 1 as a minimum. Yeah, we're basically through. We'll get at least a point out of these 2 games, you'd expect. And even if we don't, the other teams would need maximum points. And you just can't see that happening. I mean, I haven't got all the fixtures in front of me, obviously, but Barca may nab top offers, but I don't know. I think Arsenal have easy games off the top of my head, but are Leverkusen going to win both theirs? Are Aston Villa, are Inter, are Brest, are Lille, etc.? And probably not. Starting 11 predictions. This is Anfield have gone with. Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, McAllister, Salah, Gakpo, and Nunes. I'd personally like a bit more rotation. I'd like to see maybe Chiesa start on the left for something different. And Nunes, you can, and it'd be nice to reward him with a start after the weekend. Jones, obviously keeping part of the rotation, so that means something. Would we see like an Endo or a Morton? Probably not on the season showing. We just probably won't see them till the Plymouth game. Trent or Bradley? I mean, Trent after the United game, and this was the Spurs game after the United game. I can't remember. I think he came on and did better against Spurs, if I remember correctly, actually. But after the United game, I think Trent's doing much better off the top of my head. But maybe Bradley, because he's obviously part of the rotation. And we have Ipswich at the weekend, and you'd probably rather have Trent for Ipswich than this one. I suppose the big question mark's Konate, because he obviously did the pre-match press conference as well, and he mentioned something very interesting, which we'll come on to in a sec. But he also mentioned he rushed himself back to play through injury. Now, I mean, that's great that he's done that, and obviously it took him a couple of games to get back to best form, but he was bloody excellent at the weekend against Brentford. I think he was most people's man of the match, or he was certainly up there. Has Quanza lost the trust of the manager that much that we need a not 100% fit Konate to play in a game where, I mean, we're favourites anyway? Will one centre-back make that much a difference? I'd probably rather play Quanza just to safeguard it, because I think, well, this is the fixture at the weekend that started it. Obviously, Quanza struggled so much with Liam Delap in the first game. Konate was brought on at half-time, and we never really looked back other than Konate's injury. I would rather safeguard Ibu. I think Jonathan David, obviously a really good player, but by reputation, I know mostly. But I'd rather Quanza play in this and have Konate available for the weekend, because albeit Ipswich are struggling in the league, Liam Delap is a handful, as we've seen throughout the season, and especially as we've seen in that first game of the season. It's I'd rather Konate be available for that than this one, but it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe we can sub him off early or something like that. But it's a strange one. I mean, as I said, personally, I'd like Chiesa on the left, Nunes, and then Salah will play every game and probably get subbed off early. Gravenberch's played a lot of football. Maybe you could play Dom over Gravenberch and then Jones and McAllister. It's maybe not the biggest midfield, I suppose, but I think Gravenberch's played every game this season. Maybe not the domestic cup games off the top of my head. Maybe not the FA Cup game, but Gravenberch's played a hell of a lot of football. So if we can get him, even if it's an early substitution or something like that. But I think Slot mentioned in his press conference we don't really have a like-for-like change for Gravenberch. But yeah, sometimes he's got to get a rest at some point. It's going to be an interesting game, though. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Lille or much French football at all, but Jonathan David's obviously the danger man that most people will know about. I think he's out of contract in the summer, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see him in the Premier League come the summer. I'm just not sure what level he could get to. Obviously, I think the scouted lads had this very discussion. If you want the full proper discussion of people who've actually seen him play properly, other than me. But I mean, Newcastle may be looking for a striker. Arsenal permanently looking for a striker. Chelsea love hoovering up random talent. United, is their forward line worked? They've spent a lot of money on it, but it's not really worked. We might be looking for a striker. We probably will be looking for a striker. It's just whether we think he could actually be the starting number 9, I suppose. But yeah, he'll be obviously an interesting player to keep an eye on come the summer. But I'm sure there's other threats to look out for in the Lille side. And if you want the full rundown, obviously, go listen to AI Scouted. They'll have a lot more info than I do. The thing I mentioned, obviously, that came out of Ibu's part of the press conference was he said he's been offered a contract. And I think Melissa Reddy has came out and kind of added on from it yesterday, saying Konate would love to stay at Liverpool just on the right terms. I mean, the 3 main contract issues have been annoying enough, but they're obviously a lot more complicated because, well, they can already discuss contracts with other teams willingly or foreign teams willingly at the minute, and it's a lot more complicated because we've left it to this, and there's the domino effect of if you pay Mo Salah $400,000 a week, will Van Dijk want $400,000 a week, and then Trent, if we pay Trent $400,000, will Mo Salah as the main forward then want $500,000? Yada yada yada. It's a balancing act. Whereas with Konate, obviously, last season wasn't great. And I think this season, there was articles and stuff. I think it was Joyce, if I remember correctly, talking about how this season's going to be big for Konate, Darwin, and someone else. I can't remember. Was it Szoboszlai?
The Home Depot has up to 35% off select appliances like Samsung, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Shop the mega capacity 3-door French door refrigerator with 4 types of ice to chill your drink faster. Or the 5-burner electric range with no preheat air fry for healthier, crispy food all in your oven. Right now, get up to 35% off select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Visit jdpower.com/awards for more details. Pricing valid January 9th through January 29th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Would have been too early for Szoboszlai. I think it was someone else. I can't remember. And Konate, I mean, he's just been phenomenal 99% of this season. I think he had a little sticky patch coming back from injury. But at times this season, he's been well up there, if not better than Van Dijk. Like, Van Dijk is the standard bearer of centre-backs the last decade, or last near decade. And for Konate to be on that level, considering we haven't had a real defensive midfielder all season. We've had Alisson out all for a long stretch this season, and Kelleher was a magnificent. No, don't get me wrong, but Trent's been up and down with his defensive performance, and we still do the inverted in midfield thing. So for the amount of defensive work, a player who was to be under pressure to perform at the start of the season, and to do it so basically flawlessly until his injury, it's been an excellent season for him. And I think Dave always talks about how Konate is probably the second best defender in the league, or centre-back in the league. I don't watch enough foreign football to compare him to other centre-backs, but if you asked me would I trade Ibu for anyone, I really wouldn't. I think he's genuinely the perfect centre-back to have, other than the injury record. But we saw this season, and the new fitness methods and stuff like that, obviously, Sai, Brundish, etc. will know a lot more than me, but they were seemingly working with Konate, and the injury was an impact injury in the last minute of a game that we'd already won. It was just really unfortunate. Touch wood. Touch all the wood, really. But if we can't reward Konate for stepping up this much, like, we have a similar situation with Diaz, apparently. Obviously, that's not as clear-cut because Diaz hasn't come out and said it in a press conference. But, I mean, we've got the successor there for Van Dijk. Like, who has the unique skill set of Konate, of that pace, that strength in the air, the power? I think his ball playing's improved under Slot. I think he's dribbling with the ball a lot more. Maybe Joel Matip rubbed off on him in the last year, even though Matip was injured. I think he's improving massively. I think genuinely, if it wasn't for the hype around Saliba, I think this lad would get so much more recognition. Maybe it's the fact that he is playing next to Van Dijk doesn't help him in that regard, but I think Ibu's a sensation. I think he's a phenomenon. Wouldn't trade him for anyone, even with the injuries. I think when he's fit, and up to speed, I think he's unmatched. Like, genuinely, I think if you had 38 games of the best of Van Dijk and 38 games of the best of Konate, I don't think there's that much of a difference. I think the best of Konate can match best in the world centre-back levels. I think there's certain things Van Dijk's better at. I think ball playing, especially the long diagonal passes, etc., maybe a bit better on the ball. But they're both dominant. Konate is faster nowadays, albeit we don't really know because Van Dijk doesn't like running. But I believe Konate is faster. He's probably better at covering the wide areas than Van Dijk. Like, I think they're the perfect combination together. And hopefully Van Dijk gets sorted. And then if Van Dijk gets sorted, Ibu might hesitate less to sign a contract. But if the reports are right, he clearly wants to stay. We just got to reward him. I have no idea what Konate is on. I imagine, is he on his first contract still? He probably is. When did he sign? 2021? Yeah, he will be. We got to reward him. Like, he's probably on somewhere between 80 to 100, you'd imagine now. I mean, if he wants anywhere from like 150 to, I don't know, 180, I think you just got to do it. You've got to do it. And if it's less than that, I'd be shaking my head at the decision makers at the club. What the hell are you doing? He's worth the money. He's worth the money. I think he could potentially be a one-of-one centre-back. And you've got to just reward him. But that's really good news. I mean, we were obviously in this mess with the free contract situation. I think out of next summer, I think it's is it Kelleher, Konate, and someone else, and I can't remember. I will check. Liverpool contracts. Good radio. D. Didn't realise Yaros was out of contract this summer as well. Probably need to sort him as well. So the summer after the next one, it's Konate, Robertson, Kelleher. I mean, Kelleher's probably going to go in the summer anyway, and I doubt he'd sign a new contract. Konate, 25-year-old, he's probably just started his prime as a centre-back. Robertson, that's for a different time. Probably not, unless he drops his terms, you'd imagine. And is okay being a backup left-back. But, yeah, out of them three, Konate is clearly the priority, and he has to be. Just whilst we're here, 2027, who should we be sorting in the near future? Diaz, probably a debate to be had there. Jota, again, probably another debate to be had there. Curtis Jones will probably get one. Harvey Elliott, debate to be had. Gomez, Alisson, we've obviously kind of safeguarded that anyway with Mamadashvili. And if we re-sign Yaros, we've obviously got other young goalkeepers that are really highly thought of. Simicast, probably not. Bradley, we probably will. And Endo, probably not. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if these 2027 contracts start becoming a bit more in the forefront in probably the summer, you'd imagine. But there is some debates to be had there, I think, and that might be an interesting summer show for us to do. But, yeah, it's great that Konate is in contract discussions, and we hopefully get it sorted early, because, yeah, as I said, I think he's potentially one of one. Other transfer news, this is Anfield. It's still Jadon Danns has 3 championship clubs interested in lining up a loan for him. Does it name any of the clubs? Named James Pearce name checking Stoke, Blackburn, and Preston. Blackburn and Preston North End. Stoke, we obviously have. I nearly called him his dad's name there. Kumas out on loan. I think Blackburn are the best out of them 3 by a million miles. Championship table. Yeah, Blackburn are 5th. Bit of patchy form by the looks of it. God, where are Stoke are 18th? God damn. Preston 16th. I mean, Preston's obviously close towards Liverpool. We have previous with loaning out there. Stoke, Kumas is doing well, seemingly. Obviously, I don't watch a lot of the Championship. Would we rather have him in the better side in Blackburn, but he probably might struggle to get more actual minutes, or would you just put him in Preston where it might be more steady, a bit more boring? Or do we put him with Stoke where he has a familiar face in Kumas and we can see them develop together? It's an interesting one. I'd probably go with Preston or Stoke, to be honest. Blackburn, I'm not sure who their striker is. Obviously lost Smodics in the summer. But yeah, you've got good options there. And I know Middlesbrough, we've got Ben Doak out there. They're losing their main number 9, so maybe they pop up as an option as well. But there will be championship interest in Jadon Danns. I think even in the glimpses we've kind of seen of him over the last season and even this season, I think he's ready for men's football. I think he's really ready for men's football. What else have we got? Darwin Núñez, we've not received any bids yet. Obviously, the interest from Saudi Arabia was widely reported. And I think, is it Lewis Steele? Lewis Steele said there is interest, but there's not been a bid yet. It's a tough one with Darwin. Obviously, if Saudi comes up with the money that was reported, and I think the bid that was reported was 70 mil. If it's anywhere like 75 to 80, as likeable as Darwin is, it would be kind of sad. We'd obviously need a replacement, but that's sort of money for a player who, let's be honest, is going to struggle to become what we bought him for. You'd kind of just have to take it, unless it puts the title at risk. But even if we if we sold Darwin and we loaned in, I don't know. There'll be some random striker kicking around who's not doing too bad. Like, I saw West Ham linked with Andre Silva on loan yesterday. Like, Andre Silva's obviously not doing too well, but he has a history of scoring goals in the Bundesliga. Are we going to have that much of a drop-off if we say loaned in Andre Silva and sold Darwin Núñez? I've not watched lots of Andre Silva, but it's just the name. You could find a temporary solution and then sort the thing out in the summer. It's a lot of money for someone, let's be honest, who's kind of in a flop. And it's annoying to say that, especially after Brentford, where he won us the game. But, yeah, that'd be a decision to make. But, I mean, maybe we could just extend the interest from Saudi to the summer. Anyway, not the biggest one. Last one. Slot talked about giving Chiesa minutes and the struggle for it since he's been back. I think he compared his situation to Ibu's, and he said Ibu's the undisputed starter. He's part of the best 11. And then he mentioned Chiesa's directly up against Mo Salah, so it's very easy, very difficult for Chiesa to get minutes. That's why I'd kind of like to see him play on the left in a game tonight. I think we can tinker around with it. Obviously, you want to get the win and get it done early, but I'd like to see Chiesa get more minutes. Whether it's, hopefully, if we are winning somewhat comfortably towards half-time, maybe we could bring Chiesa on at 50 minutes or even at half-time. Give Salah a break, albeit Salah just kind of wants to break every record possible. Yeah, I think everyone would like to see more of Chiesa. Because even in his little cameo at the weekend, he made an impact. He was ecstatic when we scored. And the more and more we use him, I think the happier everyone will be, because he's clearly a very good player. We saw that for Italy, for Juventus, for Fiorentina. Don't know why I couldn't say Fiorentina there. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But that's basically it from me. Stuff to plug on Raw tonight. At the minute, it's me and Double Irish. So there'll be more of me, unfortunately, for you lot. So that'll be live on Discord, probably about, I think it's 8 o'clock kickoff, isn't it? So it'll be about 10 o'clock, maybe a smidge after. Hopefully it's a fun game. But yeah, me, Dave, and Trev on live from Discord tonight. There'll obviously be YouTube stuff with the watch along with Jack. I imagine Dad is doing his show as well. So yeah, there'll be plenty of stuff to do. If you're not a pro subscriber, check out the YouTube. If you are, I mean, just get in the Discord and whack YouTube on in the background as well. Why the hell not? But if you are a pro subscriber and you're not in the Discord, join and tag Gags to sort out your permissions before the game, because you need certain permissions to join the live podcast. So try and get that sorted before the game, or you'll be having to wait probably like 45 minutes for Gags to finish his show to actually listen in, and you'll miss most of the show. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening, and I'll speak to you tonight. Goodbye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.